if you're new to consulting, maybe starting up a consulting business, I know what one of the biggest challenges is that you have, and it's actually sales. And it's the same for most small businesses. Without sales, your business just dies. So that's what we're going to be talking about this week, and I'm going to give you my number one sales tip coming right up. Okay, so if you look around on YouTube and on blogs and so on, social media, you're going to find lots of sales tips. You're going to find guys saying, hey, sell me this pen or pencil, and tell you all about, handling objections and all the rest of it. I've been selling consulting services quite successfully for 23 years now. And I've been to all of those programs about how sales work and marketing and all the rest of it, but it's really basic. It's not that difficult. And let me give you the number one tip on sales and how to be good at sales. And it's very simple. You got one of these, and you got two of these. What that means is listen more than you talk. So it's listen. That's the number one sales tip. Really good salespeople listen. And, a lot of people don't like sales. They think it's kind of grubby, and they have visions of, sleazy real estate agents or car salesmen or whatever. Sales is not. It's a very honourable thing to be doing, particularly in a consulting business. If you're convinced that your products and services are really helpful to clients, and you should be, or you shouldn't be doing it, then you're actually providing a service. And being really good at sales is opening up access to those services that you've got to a broader audience. That's all. So it's not sleazy at all. Never think of it as that. You're actually helping people. So how can you be more effective in sales? You're going to listen. So, for example, I've had people in my own businesses, in my own consulting businesses, who detested sales. There is one gentleman who shall remain nameless. I think stories are a helpful way of illustrating this. And I'll call him Fred. I said, hey, Fred, can you come with me to meet a potential client? And he went, oh, is this a sales call? I said, no, it's not a sales call. We're catching up for a coffee. We're going to talk about inventory management. And he went, all right, as long as it's just a coffee chat, because he didn't like sales and he thought sales was grubby. So anyway, we go along and have this coffee chat with the potential client, and we're talking about, I think their problem was inventory management. And so, we're listening to what their problem was, and then just throwing in the odd anecdote. That's all you need to do. So, we've helped clients in the past with that sort of problem, and then listen. Funny, we had a client in this sort of industry, had the exact same problem, and they solved it like this. Listen. So when you're interjecting, all you're doing is just throwing in little tidbits of credibility, building your credibility that you understand the issue and that you've helped people with this problem before. And towards the end of the conversation, it really became clear what the nut of the problem was. And I turned to Fred and I said, Fred, that's really interesting, isn't it? You've just helped one of our other clients with that problem. Why not explain to Harry how you did that? And so Fred explained it, and Harry thought that was wonderful. It sounded like a great solution. And anyway, we left the meeting with a promise to put a proposal together for some consulting work. And Fred turned to me and he said, that was a sales meeting, wasn't it? I said, it was a coffee chat, Fred. And that's how a sales meeting should be. It should be relaxed. It shouldn't be pressure at all, high pressure. People don't want to be sold to. They want to be listened to. And effective sales is basic. You are listening to the issue that the potential client has. And if you think that you can help them, you're suggesting how that help could come about, how they could access that help. That's it. But listen above all else. So at the end of the listening and so on, typically what you might do is say, well, Harry, would you like us to put a proposal together for that? Or would you like us to meet with your MD and bounce this around a bit more? Or, have two or three options just to keep the relationship going. Because consulting is very rarely sold, just on one meeting. Very rare. But I can't resist telling this story when it was. Quite recently, actually. And again, it comes down to listening. So because we're working remotely at the moment, this is November 2020, I've had a couple of conversations with a potential client, and we walked through what their particular issue was, and so look, I think we can help with that. How about, give us a few days, we'll put a proposal together and we'll jump on Zoom or Skype or whatever, and we'll walk you through the proposal, which is what we did. So I got one of my senior consultants together and we put a proposal together which met their needs, and it was very rewarding because we stepped through the proposal online. We had some really deep discussions about certain aspects of it, the scope of work and where the challenges might be and so on. And at the end of it, we said, what do you want to do as the next step? And the potential client sort of said, well, that's fine, leave it with me. I've got a couple of people to talk to, and then, we'll catch up again. What was quite funny was that my executive assistant sent me a note. It was less than 2 hours, I think it was 90 minutes later, and said, oh, did you just win that project? And I said, no, we're waiting for George to get back to us. And she said, oh, that's strange, because accounts have just received a purchase order, and it was for that project. So there you go. I mean, it was just a classic example of, we had a meeting where we listened. We then put a proposal together to meet the needs, exactly what the client wanted. And we then walked through it and had a discussion and worked out, is this what you really need? At the end of that meeting, well, yeah, spot on. You've listened. This is exactly what we need. And then, there wasn't another discussion. We just got a purchase order. So don't make sales difficult. That's the crux of the video this week. Listen to what your customer wants, your client wants, provide that to them if it's within your ability to do so. And that's all it is. Simple. There's none of this, sell me a pencil, dealing with objections. It's all garbage, to be honest. Just listen. Thanks for watching. If you've got any questions or comments on that, do comment down below. I'd love to get comments and questions. It helps me understand what your interests are and to put other videos together for you. If you enjoy this channel, you know how it works. You hit the subscribe button down below. It's usually that red button, and next to it is a bell. And if you hit that bell, you'll be notified every time we have a new video coming out, and they come out every Tuesday evening at Sydney time, so Australian Eastern Standard Time, because every Tuesday evening I'm sitting here in my office checking and uploading videos. So I look forward to seeing you next week.